Well, about 6 months ago, we found this used Roofnest Falcon for sale locally here in Phoenix and went to pick it up. Super happy we found it. There wasn't a lot of these on the market at the time. And man, it's made camping a lot easier, especially with kiddos. It's made it a little more enjoyable, a little less setup time. Some of you have been asking for a review of this tent and for my thoughts on it and how much space there really is inside of here and some other pros and cons. So today, we're going to dive in and talk about this Roofnest Falcon. Welcome to 4x Trail. I'm Caleb. It's great having you for this video today. And a big thanks to all of you who have been subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing these videos. If you're not subscribed already, why not come join the adventure with me and my family? It's a great way to get some free content that'll hopefully inspire you to go out and have your own adventures. All right, this Roofnest Falcon, we've taken this thing, you've seen it mainly on the Jeep. Today it's on the 4Runner because I'm doing some test fitting for a trip we've got coming up where we're going to get this thing off-road, which I'm looking forward to. But you've seen it mainly on the Jeep. We've taken about 5 trips with this thing, gotten quite a few nights in it now to sleep and test it out, find some things that we don't like so much and several things that we do like about it. So today I'm not going to be talking about how I mounted it to the Jeep or to the 4Runner. I am going to do that in an upcoming video, so I'll post that when it's live. But today we're just diving into the tent itself. Take you guys on a full tour of it, give you some exact dimensions, and just share some pros and cons on this Roofnest Falcon. All right, first we're going to start with looking at how easy this thing is to open up and get set up for camp. Well, you can see it's pretty quick to set up. I didn't do an exact timer, but less than 2 minutes to get this thing ready to camp in, which is super nice. That's one of the benefits of rooftop tents, especially the hard shell ones. I want to talk about the uniqueness of this hard shell design and some of the design features of the Falcon. Starting with the exterior, the benefit of the Falcon is that it is really low profile, 6.5 inches tall, roughly, when it's closed. And that's just the tent itself. Mine came with the optional crossbars, which are great for mounting things. Right now I've got a solar panel up there, which, by the way, I'm not running an inverter yet, so the solar panel just came with the tent. Haven't really dove into that yet. Maybe a future video I will. But yeah, aside from the crossbars, this thing's only 6.5 inches tall, which is really nice. In my case, because of, on the Jeep, I have 37s and a 3.5 inch lift. This thing barely fits in the garage. Thankfully, it still does. The way that Roofnest designed the Falcon, it's got these channels that run around the perimeter of the exterior of the tent. Those channels are really handy for mounting a variety of things. I have a shovel mount up there right now, and then it's also, what Roofnest uses to hold the ladder mounts and the awning pole mounts on the back. as well as the struts themselves and the hinges. They're all mounted into these little troughs along the perimeter of the tent. So it's a really nice simplistic design that allows some versatility when it comes to mounting things. I mentioned it's only 6.5 inches tall. It's 50 inches wide and 85 inches long. That's the basic exterior dimensions of the tent. What you'll see is when we get inside the tent, the interior dimensions aren't a whole lot different than the exterior ones, which means Roofnest has really maximized the footprint and the space inside this tent. So come on up and let's look at the interior and look at the interior dimensions. Inside the tent is not a bad place to be. It's got this sort of quilted headliner here that looks nice, but it also provides a little padding in case you were to bump your head. So that's good. It's got this removable kind of dual layer bungee pocket thing. You could stuff dirty clothes in there or whatever you need, and it's got a little place to hang your camp light as well, which is nice. A couple of pockets, storage pockets on either side, and then everything, the stitching is quality, double stitched. This whole thing kind of unzips and comes apart if you need to clean the tent. The mattress is removable pretty easily. So all these things are pretty well thought out, well designed. Starting with the mattress itself, it's a little under 3 inches thick, just a foam mattress, and it's 4 feet wide and 7 feet long. And then height-wise, inside the tallest part of the tent's about 4.5 feet tall. Because of the clamshell design, the low profile design, the only things that are stored inside the tent besides the mattress itself are the awning poles and the shoe bag. So those are the two things that go inside the tent. The ladder does not fit. It has to go separately inside the vehicle. To me, that's not been a big issue, but I know for some people it's nice to be able to fold the ladder directly into the tent and save on vehicle storage. So it is something to take note of. The main viewing window, the front door, if you will, is really large, and the screen and the outside layer on that one roll up, and you can tuck them up out of the way just for an unhindered view out the front of the tent, which is really nice. And it's got the awning on it as well. So if you weren't afraid of falling out, you could sleep with that open and just have a true open air experience, which is kind of a cool design the way they did that. And then at the top above that large opening, you have a little vent, which allows just for some air circulation through the tent. Okay, so we really like this tent. I love that it's low profile. I love how fast it sets up. It's kind of a minimalist approach to rooftop tenting, I guess. There's a lot of pros to the tent. Let's talk about some of the cons. These are some of the things that have stood out to us over the last 6 months as we've used it and gotten to sleep in it. Probably the biggest con would be the mattress. And it's not terrible, but it does bottom out, and you end up just feeling the hard frame underneath. So what we ended up doing was just throwing 2 yoga mats down underneath the mattress. They're just thin enough that the tent still closes, and they give a little bit of that bottom out protection against when you're putting your full weight on the mattress. So that has helped, and slept a little better with those in there. So that's something, it's an easy mod you might want to do if you get this tent. Just helps it be a little more comfortable. All right, con number 2 would be that on the road there is kind of a whistling wind noise sound that this tent makes. And I think it has to do with the channels in the side of the tent. Those are cool. I already talked about how you can mount all kind of stuff to them, but I think they are cause for that whistling sound that I hear on the highway, which is kind of annoying. It may be the crossbars. I've got the solar panel up there. I've got a lot going on, so I need to troubleshoot it some more to verify, but that is a potential con as well. Con number 3 would be the material. There are some pinch points when you close the tent down. You really got to make sure you tuck the material in really thoroughly. Otherwise, the material will rip. Mine came with a little hole over on the one side that is from being pinched. I'm pretty sure it's from being pinched in between the strut and the body of the tent. So not sure if that's the material quality or it's probably just the nature of the clamshell style. You do have to make sure you really tuck all the material in well. All right, the 4th con is the ladder is super squeaky. I don't know if that's just my ladder. Maybe I got some dust in it or something. I need to use some WD-40, but it is very squeaky. And so I like the design of the ladder. Obviously, The ladder doesn't store inside the tent, which will be a con for some people. For me, I think it's kind of a wash because it allows the tent to be so short when it's closed, which is nice. But yeah, the ladder itself leaves a little bit to be desired. It's a little flimsy and it does squeak. All in all, this tent is great. We're really happy with it. I think the XL, that extra 10 inches of width, I don't think I'd like the look as much on the vehicle because right now it's about the same width as our vehicles, which is nice. But I think in practice, the XL will be nice for a little more room, especially with the kiddos. But hey, other than that, we're really happy with this tent. I think the pros far outweigh the cons. If you can find one of these, especially used, and save a little bit of money, I think you won't regret it. It's a good rooftop tent option, especially if you're looking for something really low profile that's not going to cause a lot of drag or give you clearance issues. Well, what rooftop tent or ground tent setup are you using and how do you like it? I'd love to hear in the comments and just get to answer any more questions you have. I'm sure there's some things I left out, so feel free to post some comments below and I'll interact with you there. Thanks so much for watching today. Share this video with someone that you think would enjoy it too. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys soon in an upcoming video.